This is the scene where Elizabeth first comes to our house to meet us, and we're having a barbecue, right?
Mm-hmm. But on this day, I don't know if you remember this. This was the hardest day of filming for me because remember when we had to throw the football?
Oh, I know. That was hard for you,
It was
right?
hard because Todd was like, Charles,
You can't look good.
you can't look good.
Can't
So it was
look like
the
a
hardest
football
thing.
player.
You can't.
Yeah, it's hard for you to do because you're such a good football player.
I know.
And I remember, actually, the light kept changing. So when they turned around on me, I couldn't see anything at all. That's why I have my hand in my face like that.
Yeah,
right.
see, you see
so here
me-
we finally
yeah.
see Joe.
Joe,
She's brought the package in.
you're not gonna believe this.
And it's the package of poop. Package of poop. Oh my gosh, the day was crazy because we had so many weather difficulties. You can actually see it in the shot where you see the wind kick up.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
very, very challenging to do because it was a walk and talk on a windy day with the light changing with a crane.
Yeah, there's a lot of timing, technical things that are happening in the scene. Like whenever I go around the corner, we don't see me. I have to open up the trash can.
Right.
I have to take out the trash bag. I have to
Bring
fluff
it
the trash
out.
bag, bring it out. There's a lot going on,
A
literally.
lot of trash action. It's a lot to keep in your head at once, but it's also really, really challenging and really exciting.
George is very sensitive. He always was very, very sensitive.
So this is the dinner scene, and the terrifying thing about this for me, I think you remember this,
Yes.
is that we had spent so much time on the barbecue scene that this scene, which was supposed to take an entire day, was pushed
Yes.
to the second half of the day.
Yes.
And I was in an absolute panic because I had 6 pages of dialogue, and then we had all of this like prop work to do. I was like, oh my God, I'm not gonna remember all this dialogue. And this is when Natalie said to me, you got this, you got this.
It's my understanding that the movie takes place between 1992 and 1994. Am I wrong? So why would you need to know anything that happened after that?
Yeah, I ate a lot of vegan quail on this
Vegan
day.
quail, yeah.
And I learned from,
We warned you.
when you're eating in the scenes,
I know.
you start with the vegetables.
Start with the vegetable. Don't start with the meat or the pretend meat because you're going to be eating it all day.
When you have Natalie and Julian, you just have to listen, and just say a few things here and there. It's incredible. It's so easy to just like listen and just
And eat your vegan quail.
listen and eat. So before this scene, Joe, he's doing the walk and talk with Elizabeth, and that's when he's starting to open up a little bit, and she's asking him questions. All the lights are off, like setting the scene beforehand. He comes in, he knows something's up, and he's just like, oh, fuck.
Something's going on.
Yeah, and he comes in, and maybe he has that anxiety, like, did Gracie see me walking with Elizabeth? And then he realizes it's about
Something
the kids.
else. What's interesting in the screenplay is that Sammy Birch gives every character in the film a private moment. And when you see Gracie privately, she's usually falling apart.
Doesn't matter. I wasted hours that I could have used.
She has this kind of outward sense of calm and that things are, that her life is going the way that she wants it to go. And then when you see her alone, she's hysterically crying. And so it doesn't take much to set her off. And I think at this point, ostensibly she's crying because the cake was canceled, but I think really she's crying and really falling apart. There's this tremendous distance between the narrative that she's expressing and the reality of this great transgression. And that's where this emotional volatility occurs. And I think too, at this time in the movie, she's also sensing that Elizabeth is encroaching on her life.
She's getting on my last nerve.
Why?
She's just everywhere I look.
And it's becoming an irritant, and it's frightening. The construction of her life is fragile.
Yes,
And so someone
yes.
coming in and kind of knocking into it, it might disassemble it, and she feels like she's going to lose everything.
Yeah.
What's amazing about the screenplay is that it holds so much feeling, it holds so much emotion, and so in the playing of it, sometimes you could be surprised by like how much emotion it held,
Yeah,
right?
because there's so much space in between the text to just like really exist. I was so blown away when we were blocking that scene because it was completely different than how I imagined.
But what I love too is what you do. My character is so emotional and really sobbing. It's really huge. And it sort of lets the audience know that this is what you've been doing all along.
Yeah.
From the time you were probably
Yeah.
13 years old.
Taking care of
Gracie,
her. Yeah, stepping up to the plate, being the
Being
man.
the man,
that
being
she-
the grown-up,
Yeah.
and allowing her to be the child.
It's incredible.